Hello everyone and welcome to what is the next race, the third race of the Grand Prix Classics Championship. We are in Germany today for the German Grand Prix on the Hockenheim circuit. Hope you're all having a great day, and I do hope that we can end it with a fabulous race today. So, let's quickly have a look at the calendar. I'm so well prepared. Here we are. Yes, today's the 1st of March. We are in Germany, as I said. And we are a quarter of the way through the championship. Nothing is decided yet, but I think the people that have been following it will know that it will take maybe a little bit of an upset to change the way this championship is going. Because if we move to the driver standings, we are not going to pretend that Dikra isn't absolutely dominating the season so far. He's got both race wins. He's got both fastest lap points. He's got the most amount of points anyone could ever get after this amount of races. But it's only 2 races in out of 8. Anything can still change, but he does look so comfortable in this car. Last race, it was a little bit exaggerated. Just by how well his strategy worked. He had a different strategy than most other people. This time around, during the interviews, people were very adamant that this is not going to be how this race is gonna, like every race is gonna go. Specifically this race, people were expecting something different. People were expecting, Haas should be good. But they apparently found that with the original 30 lap set for this race, some were clearly better. So they reduced a couple of laps. On one hand, to make multiple strategies possible, maybe interesting to look at. But also because the original distance does mandate we have about, 26 laps? I forgot what the exact number is today, but it used to be 30 and I haven't adapted it in my system. So, yeah. We'll see Dikra so in first. Domschka does look strong, but not strong enough to get Dikra behind him. And then we have Randers in P3, Marcus in P4, Gerald in P5, and Dustin in P6, all very close to each other with the same tens digit. If Kavlo in a very good 7th place, I think we'll be happy with that being there right now. Maybe he can... making it better is going to be hard, but holding on to that is a feat on its own. Michael is fairly close behind. So is Silver, so is Gomestos. We have Sorrow, who is not joining today, but is currently P11 with 4 points. Then we have Apex, 3 points behind his name. Then Daniel Gilligan meant to join as well today, so can add on 2 of those points. Oh, do see a big crash from the championship leader there, pushing it a little bit too hard. And we'll get to that in a bit. This track is interesting, to say the least. Das 111 had a lot of incidents apparently last race because of lag. Turns out the whole server was a problem. We'll get to that as well. He does not get a penalty. Nobody gets a penalty for last race. Specifically because of server issues. You can also see the list for yourself. JJ has the last point, and then a lot of people that have joined and not scored, or have not joined yet. Pressed the wrong button, but we do want to look at the team standing anyway, so here we are. Ferrari currently in the lead, obviously. I think Dikra has more points than any team has, so there he is. 40 Grand Prix with Domschka currently in 2nd place. And we've got the Benetton team of Dustin and Gerald, who are both on 20 points, adds up to 40. And then we have Williams, Red Bull, Tyrrell, Minardi, McLaren, Jordan, and then we have Ligier and Lotus without any points so far. That is that for that. So, this track, the server. Let's talk about what happened last time. So last time, there were 2 independent issues playing next to each other. If you were watching the stream, you may have noticed I complained several times about how poorly my PC was running. Turns out, OBS, the broadcasting software I use to stream this, something went wrong with the encoding of the video. We see a mistake from Marcus on the screen as well. Holds on pretty well to it, and we'll want to, yeah, we'll try to recover and see what he can do in such a situation. But yeah, as I was saying, last I had some issues with OBS, the encoding. Maybe it ran into a loop. It had some issues. It started using a lot of my processor. I have, after that race, immediately, I went to try and fix the encoder, went to restart my computer. Then I installed Windows 11. I did some other updates to my graphics card, graphics driver and stuff like that. So everything's updated. The issue, I've done a test stream earlier on another account. I don't think the issue is there anymore. I think we're okay. I don't want to eat those words by the end of this. So hopefully that is fixed, and we're not going to think about it until it happens. With completely independently, we had another issue of the server just running a bit poorly. Now, how poorly? Well, everybody was lagging. There was a lot of lag. I do see, I think there's Randa's cutting the course a little bit. I'll talk about the course in a bit because it's very interesting. Yeah, there was a big issue with the server last time. People decided, well, we can't race leagues like that, which I would fully agree with. So they looked at alternative server providers for AMS2. We found one that we think works. We've done a test race on it. I said I wasn't involved, but other people did it. And it seems to work a lot better. That's what they're saying. So hopefully today we'll have much more opportunity for close racing between two drivers. It should be a lot more stable. People should have a lot less ping, a lot less lag, and even people that maybe had some issues with lag here and there, maybe they can still race today, despite what has happened in the past. So very excited to see if that pans out, and if it does, I think that will be very good for the rest of the championship as well. So, the track. I haven't talked about the track yet. And, well, there's a lot of interesting things that are going to happen here. You saw one of them here. This track, if you look on... We're going to pull up a map here. Let's see a bit of yellow sectors. We can ignore those. Just people in the pit straight. This track is a lot of straight lines and a chicane. Look, here's one of the chicanes that we're driving through right now. And then another straight line, another chicane, that's the one we just went through. And another big straight line, that's this one. And we're going to enter another chicane in a bit. And it will be followed by, have a guess. That's right, another straight line. And after that, there's actually an interesting arena section. So we'll see Randers take us through that in a moment. I am noticing, I've been doing this without any engine sounds, but I've pulled them back for you. Good thing we have that back before the race. That would be a bit embarrassing. But yeah, here we go. Arena section, right-hander, fast one into a slow left-hand hairpin. And then here, it is entirely set up, not for this corner even, but for the very last corner that Randers is not going to fully take in this occasion. Setting people by. Very, very good. And that's a lap. And of course, it starts with a sweeping right-hander, very fast. It's not as pinched as the modern version, but it's still very tight on exit because you're really trying to carry as much speed through there as you can. I'm not sure it is flat. I am sure it's going to be a bit of a problem on the start. We'll just see. We'll just see how that pans out. I'll have a quick look here. So you see there on the right, normally there's a little bit of a turn left and then right. Seems to be a good amount of slowing down before taking the corner. These cars cannot handle this full speed. So, as you can see, the roof camera, the onboard camera, is a lot smoother than what we saw last time around. So that's all very good news. All right. So that's most of the important things out of the way. I'm quickly going to look through the list because we've got a lot of drivers that I think can win today. Of course, we need to start with Dikra. Well, I missed him. We need to start with Dikra because Dikra has been so strong throughout the season. And I don't think anyone is going to argue that he's not the favorite to win this race. He just seems to be so comfortable with this car. He's got a much better understanding of it than other people right now. So favorite to win the race for sure. But it's not going to be without competition. Dikra is, of course, often measured by Domska. Domska, former teammate, former champion as well. Won 2 seasons ago when it was teammates with Dikra, and then they swapped positions the season after. So Domska, of course, will be in the hot seat to try and take that win away from Dikra. And I think there is nothing he wants more today. It is, I don't know if he smells opportunity today, of course. I don't know if he thinks this race is going to be any different than others. I don't think this is going to be necessarily a weak one for Dikra. But I think he goes in every race believing that he needs to make it into an opportunity. And he will get the chance today. I think he will get a chance today. But it's not going to be easy. Because he doesn't just need to fight Dikra, he also needs to find the likes of Marcus. Marcus, who last race, honestly, was a little bit robbed. He ran such a strong race, which was unfortunately held back by an incident at the start, caused by, I think it was Sorrow, who isn't here today. And he also retired immediately after that incident because he realized, okay, that's because of lag and I cannot drive cleanly with all this lag. So he retired and didn't cause any more incidents, which we very much appreciate, but it's very unfortunate that it had to happen. Yeah, Marcus, I say so often, this man is going to win a race. I don't know when yet, and hopefully that is very soon, because he definitely deserves it. He's such a strong driver, and I could taste a little bit of frustration, a lot of frustration after last race. He believes he deserves it. I believe he deserves it. But yeah, still got to make it happen. There's no consolation prizes in Formula Racing or any other racing series. You just got to get across the finish line first. Now, Dustin is maybe a bit of an underdog, I would say. He is not as comfortable with this game after the latest update. He mentioned in the interview last time. The latest version of it, specifically. It used to be a lot faster, but now the likes of the people I've just talked about have surpassed him. And he is very much an upper midfield driver or a lower top driver, depending on how you look at it. And his teammates, as hinted by their exactly equal points, is kind of in the same boat. Used to be very strong, used to be able to win races, and now Domska and Dikra just seem to be so much faster. Maybe today is different, maybe they can make it happen, but it's going to take a lot. A man who can make it happen maybe a little bit more naturally is Randers, who has also shown strength in this car. In terms of how he works on this track, or how anybody works on this track, I don't think anybody has this as their favorite. It is very much a bit of an odd one. But it can also mean that different driving styles will rise to the top. Opportunity for maybe Donska, maybe Randers. But otherwise, of course, it's not like Dikra is going to suddenly lose all his skill. So that's, I think, the 6 top drivers that you really need to be looking for today. But surprises can happen. Michael currently in P7 is kind of where he seems to be, seems to be at home. I'm interested to see what he can do today. His main rival, I think, is still Cavalo. It was last season, it still is. I think he's going to have a little bit of a tougher time of it this season against Cavalo. Will get opportunities to score. He's just gonna have to take them when they come up. And he often does. He often does. He's very much grown into being a very well-rounded, consistent driver, which I am very happy to see. It was always obvious he had pretty strong pace. Just converting it into good results is a different story altogether sometimes. We do have some other drivers. We have Ditto, of course, joining us again today from Denmark. The sheet still says he's Norwegian, but he's definitely Danish. Ooh, and he's backwards. Oh, right. Very much too much on the throttle. Wheel spin on the rear. And the car could not handle it. Mestos is, of course, teammate of Domska, currently in the pits. But it doesn't quite have that pace. But he is showing potential. I think Mestos, give him a couple of races, if he gets into the groove, he can be up there with the rest of the midfield drivers. For sure. Notabene had a very strong showing on this particular track. Was it last season? It was pretty recently. Maybe he can repeat it today. I would love to see that. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think... Somebody is still driving. I don't know who. Oh, it's Apex. It's not JJ. Randers is still driving. I think Randers will be the last man on the track. See, Marcus has improved to second now. Can Randers... no, he cannot. He cannot improve. In fact, he crashes. And I think that's it for the practice session. There we go. And we're quickly going to run an ad of 1.5 minutes. And we'll be right back. And of course, the reason we run this ad is that we don't have to watch it during the race. And yeah, we have some fans in the chat. We'll note that a little extra in a moment. Let's see, who is out first? I think it is Marcus. Going to be following Marcus then. And this is now, of course, that I wish the ads would go a little quicker. At least let me check if it's... Yep, it's definitely probably Marcus. His teammates, Michael was pretty close. Okay. The OBS CPU percentage seems normal. More like 0.6 instead of 60. So, very good. 30 seconds till the ads run out, and hopefully more than 30 seconds before Marcus makes it to the start-finish straight. So we can start our first qualifying lap of this qualifying session. Marcus, please do not let your teammate go by. Oh, there is of course some slipstream games. We do need to think about that, and we will talk about that right now, because the ad is over. Marcus is starting to set up his qualifying lap. You might notice a lot of people are not immediately happy to go past it, because this track, I have said straight line so many times, and that has an effect. Straight lines mean slipstream. Every person behind another driver will get extra speed on a straight, and it will be shown here, but also after turn 1, here, you will see Marcus has a couple of people behind him. I think it's his teammate, and behind that a Ferrari. These people are fully trying to take effect of the slipstream. But there is a problem, of course, because all the slipstreaming is before Sector 3. And in Sector 3, you could run into the driver ahead. Braking for the first chicane. Marcus does a great job there. Good exit. Looks very smooth through there. If you are in the dirt, yeah, you will have a slightly harder time, but that the straights will more than make up for it. Absolutely. Brake late for this one. Hit those apex curbs and get a good exit. Nice on the throttle. No problems there either. Max will be very practiced on this, and he will want to take the win here. Starts with a good qualifying lap. First lap is normally not your fastest, but it is important to get a good feel. Through that chicane, looked a bit wonky, but trust me, that is just AMS2. Marcus did nothing wrong there. Now, they go all the way to the left of this line. They're officially not allowed, but the game allows it, so everybody is allowed to do it. It's much simpler that way. Fast right hander into the slow left hand. Hairpin. Trauma for Vettel. Let's hope that doesn't happen to anyone here today. Through this corner, setting up for the last corner. Trying to get a good run through here. It's not perfect, but it might be good enough. Set a decent first lap. Well, he is fast. Cavallor is faster than Michael. Benefits from the slipstream a little bit. But it seems so far Domska isn't faster. Where is Dikra? Oh, Dikra is off the track, maybe? Do you think he's pushing? Let's see where he ends up. And disable the map now. I mean, it is nice to see where everyone is. So we'll leave it up. You will see a lot of people going one after another. Cross the line. Where is Dikra? P3. Half a second off. Very, very strong run from Marcus there. It looked very, very strong. But I thought the slipstream would mean a little bit more. I do say there is a problem with trying to take the slipstream, of course, is that eventually if you're faster than the driver ahead, you will end up catching the driver ahead. And that can be problems. As it stands, it is Marcus in P1, Randers in P2, and Dikra in P3. Gerald follows, and then Domska. Cavallor in P6. Well, some people are still missing. We're looking at one of them, Dustin. Cavallor in P6, very good, nice, ahead of Michael, and the gap is actually pretty big. So Cavallor made very good use of that slipstream. But there is more to find. And lap times are actually pretty long here. 1 minute 40, so you don't get too many good laps. It's not like a Red Bull ring where it's just or an Interlagos, in fact, where you're just running laps one after another. It's actually pretty quick. JJ has also said a lap, but I'm pretty sure that's an out lap. I don't know why it counts that sometimes, but yeah, there we go. JJ is allowed to qualify. He had a qualifying ban, but it has been lifted regardless. Because the fact that the server kicked him last time is not his fault. So, deemed that the punishment. Dustin is going to come across the line. Where does he end up? After one run, it is third place ahead of Dikra. Ooh, and now Dikra does need to sweat a little bit. Now the gap isn't... Oh, he didn't get a good first turn, I think. So, gonna leave that run immediately and try to set up for a good one after. Lucy Marcus VR is heading a little bit of a train. Now, I believe it's not a minute in there. It is... Oh, it's actually his teammates. Michael is really trying to benefit from the slipstream here. You can see his confidence in these chicanes is, compared to Marcus, not nearly as good. As a result, like the slipstream helps, but you're kind of falling back a little bit too much. You see the 50 board has already been erased. Somebody ran into it. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but yeah, there we go. I have once crashed on this very track because somebody removed the braking marker. That was funny. So that doesn't happen to anyone. And actually, yeah, he doesn't even finish the lap. Doesn't look like a good qualifying for Michael. I think he wanted more. Nota bene. Goes P8. Very strong showing from him so far. Being near the front of the midfield. He will up more. He will fight for more. Marcus still in P1. Looking at Cavallor right now. Not so many people actively driving as it stands, and the gaps are pretty big. We do see Michael is hitting Marcus this time. The Sauber team is really trying to make a slipstream happen. They may have planned for this. And let us hope, well, that works out for them. It would be really cool. Do see some fans in the chat. We've got a Silver fan. Of course, Silver hasn't been on the camera for a lot, but he's currently in P11. I think there's more to find there for him. But that is a fine start. Especially with how strong this field is, man. It's every season again, I have to note that this field is so strong. We've got 6 very, very capable drivers that are all capable of winning races. And then, like, even the B League, we're looking at Cavalo, we're looking at Michael. Those are very good drivers as well. If I drive, I'm like around them, maybe even behind them. And not that I'm like superb, but I used to be. Okay, now, you see, Marcus has switched position with Michael. They are trying to pull Michael further up ahead. This is all very deliberate. Now let's have a quick look at what that looks like from Michael's perspective. We've seen him kind of at the end of Sector 2. You don't get the full picture from that. He's got a little bit of understeer, you can tell. And as a result, he doesn't get as good of an exit as his teammate. But he does get that slipstream, and you can see he's matching speed now. And he's starting to catch a little bit. It works wonders. Especially if you nail it very well. Isn't that great for him, but it is. It will very much counts. Through the chicane then, the gap isn't that big. Michael really trying to hang in that slipstream and take as much speed as he can. Break for the chicane, don't miss it. Very clean. Hesitant on exit, and you can see Marcus is a little bit more confident there. Marcus also has the better aero, because he doesn't have to deal with any dirty air. Through the chicane, after this is the last straight where you can really benefit. So if your teammate is fully trying to help you, this will be the time that they will let you go. I think Marcus is also pushing himself. He also wants to have a good lap. But where's that going to put Michael? He's currently 4 tenths behind Nota Bene. 8 tenths behind his rival in Cavalo. I think this attempt is much better than his previous ones, but is it going to be enough? Max Fiat just improved this time. Yeah, and so does Michael. It is enough to beat Nota Bene. It's not enough to beat Cavalo. In fact, the gap is still pretty big. Cavalo has done a very good job with his first run, benefiting, of course, from the slipstream, ironically, of both the Sauber drivers. Marcus without any slipstream, I will add 139.5. That is a crazy time, considering he doesn't have any slipstream. He didn't in that lap. So what is Marcus doing that nobody else is doing? Well, he's driving the car extremely rapidly, in simple terms. One has to wonder how. Runners across the line. It's not an improvement. In fact, quite a bit slower. And he's not going to immediately string a lap behind that. Donska is a ghost. Not exactly sure why this is. It's not very pretty. So we'll look at Dikra. The championship leader, currently only in 4th place. Now, 4th place is under normal circumstances in this league, nothing to sneeze at. But if you are the championship leader who has been so dominant, P4 is not enough. You need to be at least P3 and best case scenario, P2. And in this track, you really just want to be P1 because The first turn is already a bit tricky. The first chicane can be utter chaos, and you want to be past that before it happens, preferably. Alternatively, you can start last, not qualify, and just wait 5 seconds at the start and you'll get through fine as well. There's whispers that some people were going to try that, but I don't know. I'm not sure I would recommend it, but it would be funny. Alright, we're entering the last runs. We see around Michael, there's actually... Michael's very, very close to his teammates. Sit on the roof, but I feel like... Is that Jetlin? That is Jetlin. Oh, what a call from me. Well done. Jetlin is very, very close behind these other two drivers. And he is fully, doubly benefiting from the slipstream here. Now Jetlin is a fine driver. He's not at the pace of these two. But he's got the speed because of the slipstream. I don't know if his first turn was good, if he started behind these two, because if that's the case, he's doing an excellent job. And this is going to be... Oh, but he struggled so much in the chicanes. You can tell. A bit of slide, a bit of counter steer. And that is time loss. Significant time loss. And he is trying to drive the normal way. Oh, and Marcus has pitted. Marcus is not going to improve. So that's an opportunity for Domska. That's an opportunity for Dikra. Dikra going through the last chicane. Somebody has spun there and had to abort the lap. Dikra still driving. Domska is also still driving. Now, it is these two that can still improve, and the rest is going to have a much tougher time of it, I'm going to be honest. Otherwise, everything sits kind of where it sat a couple of minutes ago. Not much has moved. In the last few runs, normally, where people really improve, across the line, Dikra doesn't improve. Silver doesn't improve. Domska then goes into the arena section. His very last attempt to make something of this. P3, I think, will be very good for him. He will be ahead of his championship rival in what is admittedly a very tough spot. But as long as he's ahead of Dikra, I think he's okay. But across the line, of course, he wants to be P1. It is not going to be P1. And that means, well, Marcus is not doing a timed run. Marcus has pole position. Ahead of Randers, ahead of Domska. There was actually a couple of relatively early runs where he could make it happen without any slipstream. Slipstream is great. Having good control of your car through the chicanes, through the arena section, that's worth a lot. Marcus is proving it. 139.5. What a solid job from him. We're quickly going to run ads and then we're going to walk through the grid. So, see you guys in a little bit. I do think it needs to be, yes, 90 seconds. Interesting qualifying session. Let's quickly have a look. The sector 1 times, because you can see that Marcus was very strong there, despite the lack of slipstream. In sector 2, same thing. It seems to be that he is simply running lower downforce. And his run through the chicanes is so smooth. We saw it twice. He is so good through there. Seems to be making all the difference. Dustin and Gerald, I don't think they'll be satisfied with where they are. But honestly, considering it could have been a lot worse. No, maybe you take it. I feel like we are... Oh, excuse me, we're not kicking this man. I'm missing a couple of drivers that did say they would be here. Unfortunately. Something may have come up. It happens. Alright. The ad didn't finish yet, so oops, we're a little early. Yes. Let's get the starting grid up anyway. And welcome back from the ad break. We are looking at a starting grid headed by the man who could finally win his first SSR Grand Prix Classics race, Marcus. Very excited to have him up there. And then we have Randers, followed by Domska. And only in fourth place, the championship leader, dominant driver, Dikra. He's going to have a struggle a little bit today. See what he can do. Dustin in P5. Then we have Gerald in P6. Next is Cavalor, head of the midfield pack. 7th place, followed by Michael. Then we have Nota Bene, Gomestos. Good job from him. Ahead of Silver. And then we have JJ. Onufmi is behind that, with his teammate Ditto close behind. Then we have Daniel Gilligan. And then we would have Jetlin, but I think Jetlin just dropped out. No? Oh, sorry. Jetlin improved to 13th, and I didn't notice it. So, good job, Jetlin. And we'll actually... Ooh, it would help if I did this. Yeah, so that's not accurate. Jetlin is in 13th. Then we have Onufmi, Ditto, Daniel Gilligan, and Apex is in 17th place. And to be honest, 17th is not a bad place to be because we are getting started. And it's going to be a crazy start straight up. And there goes Marcus. Gets a very good launch. Randers struggles already. And already overtaken by Domska. Dikra... Oh, no, sorry, that's not true. Domska is still in P3, but Dikra has a proper struggle. Is in P4, and the gap is big. Dustin is looking on the inside for the next chicane. He's going to get an opportunity to outbrake. And also along the leaders, we can see Randers around the outside of Marcus. Oh, but he overshoots, and he's going to have to give that position. Marcus has the right to that, and Marcus maintains the lead. Domska in P3, followed by Dikra, who has parried the attack from Dustin. And I think it was relatively clean through the first chicane. Very well done from all drivers. And that broke Dikra's prediction. He was expecting chaos. And I think hoping for it, provided where he qualified. But he's still in P4. Not much has changed there. Michael has made his way past Cavalor. And Nota Bene is trying to make it a double overtake. And he launches it into the chicane. Makes it. And that is a beautiful double overtake from Nota Bene, who shoots himself up into 7th place. Further ahead, nothing changed. Now, through here, normally nothing happens. But I do see Michael having a look. Oh, and Nota Bene is caught off guard. Michael side by side. They're making it happen, but Nota Bene is on the inside for this corner. Parries it very well. Michael now on the back foot against Cavalor, who's very, very close behind. And, well, these are having a beautiful fight. And there's a lot of things happening behind them as well. We're going to have to look at the leaders, because Randers and Domska are so close together. And on this set of straights, this is critical. This is critical. Because Domska now starts fighting, and he will. And Dikra gets involved. Marcus has a golden opportunity here to run away. Essentially put a hand on the trophy, but look at the slipstream effect. Randers gets so close. Domska is as a result not able to fight. Maybe he chooses not to, and everything maintains its position. I can tell Domska is holding back. He doesn't want to fight because he sees Marcus. Marcus is actually so close to already maybe looking at winning the race. Why? Because if he gets away from this pack, if he gets 2 seconds away from this pack, and this pack keeps fighting, it's going to be 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and at that point, nobody is benefiting from the slipstream from Marcus's car anymore. Marcus will have a big advantage. That is what he is fighting for. As a result, Domska understands that. He is deciding not to fight so much. He will want to win the race at the end, not on lap 3. Domska is very much a driver with very high driver IQ. What people normally mean with that is that when he's on the track, when he's fighting, he's always making very good decisions. Deciding to fight when he should, deciding to not fight when he should not. It's giving him very good results, and today it may prove to be the difference maker, because he's very much in the race to win this race. And so is everybody down to Gerald, and Cavalo's already 5 seconds behind Gerald. It's going to be a little bit tougher. He has retaken the position from Michael, though. Notabene is in P9. Scratch that. These 3 are fighting. Notabene is getting ahead again. You can see these 3 are fighting. The top 4, 5, 6 is not. These are losing time hand over fist as a result. Cavalo is using the slipstream of Notabene to get back ahead of Michael. There is a way you can boost yourselves with this slipstream, but the way this is being done, oh, that's an opportunistic move. I think just a misjudgment on Cavalo's part. Gives back the position, and oh, look at that. Who is that? It is JJ. JJ is into this fight. He says hello and thank you. Takes that position from Cavalo, who is not out of it yet. Later on the brakes, on the inside. Oh, and JJ has to cut that corner. I think he will accept that. Tough one from him. These will keep fighting, but note that these people are not fighting. These people have signed a peace treaty. They've negotiated. They said, well, if we... well, I don't think they literally did this. But it's a silent agreement. We have 4 drivers here that all understand if we don't fight, we will collectively get the top 4. Dustin and Gerald are not far behind, and they're all very capable drivers. If these 4 start fighting next lap, Dustin and Gerald are going to be there the lap after. Oh, and that is... No, Marcus! What happened to Marcus? What happened? Seems like a massive incident. He has a lot of damage and he needs to go to the pits. What happened to Marcus? Oh, it was looking so good for him. He's currently in P6, 9 seconds behind. That is a disaster. What happened? Will we continue? Randers takes the lead of the race then, and Domska is very close to maybe taking that lead. He seems to be holding back, and so is Dikra. These 3 still not fighting. Despite what happened to Marcus. We don't know what happened to Marcus, but he was suddenly in the wall. Was it a driver error? Was it a mechanical failure on his wheel? Did the tire pop in the game? That's possible, but that would be very unlikely. I don't think I've seen that happen so suddenly before. We'll have to find out after the race, unfortunately. But yeah, this I think this sucks a little bit. Marcus had such a good start, such a good qualifying, good race up until that point, but now he's gonna have to box. He's gonna have to be a bit dynamic with how he strategizes. I think... Oh, he's not gonna box. Maybe the damage isn't as bad as fitting a set of hearts. Maybe he thinks if I just, you know, survive for a couple of laps, I'll be okay. He does still have decent pace. I think if we look at timings, I want to check. Marcus's last sector time is 25.9. That's fairly competitive. Okay. Okay. Marcus is not out of it yet. It sucks, but he's not out of it. And Domska has decided peace is still on the table. Okay. I got very excited for a short moment. But I feel like... Oops. Domska, actually, Randers has a bad exit, and Domska decides, this is my moment to take advantage for it. Now these 2 are fighting. They are side by side going into the next chicane. That is not where you want to be, because that's going to slow you down. Randers retakes the line. Domska predicted it. Brakes well in time. Dikra is close behind. Geralt is following closely. Dustin is catching. A little bit of shenanigans, a little bit of a mistake from Randers, and suddenly the whole pack is in trouble. Hits the grass there, and Domska is putting on pressure. Domska is now thinking, if Randers makes the same mistake as Marcus, that is an easy W, an easy win. But of course, if he does get into the lead, it will be Dikra right behind him. As long as Dikra doesn't make a mistake, Dikra can overtake, potentially. And he might not even wait. Nah, he will wait. He's a smart man. Who will not wait is Geralt. Geralt goes for an overtake. He's looking on the inside. All the way into P2, he shoots. Briefly, as Domska does defend his second place. Gets a full exit though, and Dikra is very close. You can see how much that has helped Dustin and how much that has also helped Randers, who is now clear. It's not fully clear yet, but there is now fighting going on. Geralt has intentionally, I think, disturbed this little fight, and you can see how much this has helped Dustin as well. Because Geralt understands, on pace, he has no interest in letting these people driving away. He is going to fight them. He's going to pull them back. Let Randers run. We're not fighting him. We are fighting Dikra and Domska, who are properly going for it. Side by side into the chicane. Domska holds on to second place. Dikra in third. But Geralt, oh, he's so close behind. He can taste what could be a podium by the end of this race. Around the outside. He's not going to let it happen. Domska isn't. But Dikra, as a result, does go on the inside. For the next hairpin, it's going to be Domska on the inside. He does not want to let Dikra ahead, because he doesn't know if Dikra will... Oh, there's contact! There's contact, and Dikra was pushed on the grass. Domska gets away. Dikra doesn't fall too far behind, and I feel like... Well, 3 seconds to Randers. That is a big gap. That is a really big gap, and Randers now has an opportunity here to make this race entirely his own. Domska, Dikra, and Geralt still in the fight. Dustin, well, he's technically in the fight, but I think he's deciding to spectate a little bit. Geralt Schmidt takes second place, moves ahead of Domska and Dikra. Entirely sure. Not entirely sure. I feel like it is. He's just trying to fight and slow these down so that Dustin can also come in the fray and he can get a better position. Great idea. But there might be a strategical wrinkle that I am missing. And we're talking about fuel, we're talking about tires. Because when this race was first planned in, it will be 30 laps. And they found that actually going softs the entire time is again faster. Apparently it wasn't close because they changed it to be shorter, 26 laps, as you can see. Now, hards should be possible. Now, I don't know if we are looking at Geralt now being faster on the hards. Maybe his fuel level is different. Because it's not just that he just got ahead. He's gapping. Dikra and Domska... Oh, I mean, I spoke maybe a bit too soon. Because I think they're clawing it back a little bit. But Geralt on the straight seems very, very strong. It's also very possible that Geralt set up for the straight line so that that slipstream, while effective, will not guarantee you an overtake. It will mean he suffers a little bit in Sector 3, but in Sectors 1 and 2, he's able to attack better, and he's able to defend a lot better. Domska is currently in P3, that's still... Oh, cancel that. That's still a podium for him. Dikra currently not on a podium position. And Randers still 3 seconds ahead. I do feel like Geralt is catching now, because the effect of his lower downforce setup is also he's able to pull the drivers behind him better, but he doesn't want to do that. You see him weaving on the straight, trying to break the slipstream a little bit, trying to keep the drivers of Domska and Dikra away from him. Dustin is seeing all of this happen and is, I'm sure, very happy to see what he is seeing. You know who else is happy to be seeing this? It's Marcus. Marcus thought he was out of it, and he was, absolutely. But with very strong pace and honestly a little bit of argy-bargy ahead, he's right back in it. Currently in P6, and this race will go the whole distance. Even Randus I don't think is safe, because Randus is not able to fully get away. I think the fact that Geralt is now ahead of that train with a better setup for race distance, especially with the slightly lower downforce, I think that's pulling everybody closer to Randus. It's very much a kind of stay tuned kind of situation. I think Domska now also understands, actually we can use Geralt here. I think Dikra has understood the same right now. As long as they are catching Randus, they are sitting pretty. We'll take a couple of laps, and there will be strategical wrinkles as well later on in the race. It's not as simple as it looks. That's the status quo as it is. Let's move back through the grid a little bit, because these are being strategical and not fighting. We're happy to see Marcus has joined back up now. Further back on that same straight, we see Michael and Notabene in each other's wheel tracks as well. We see JJ and Silver, ooh, not being as peaceful. JJ is looking around the outside, not just following in the slipstream. Defensive Silver puts him in a slightly worse line. JJ has a better exit here. He's looking for the outside for the next corner, but he just has a much better exit. He might be ahead by the time we get there. What's Silver gonna see? Silver's gonna see JJ disappear. Going ahead of him. I would say disappear into the distance, just not that far ahead. Oh, it's a big mistake! Big mistake from Silver. He is backwards, but he's not on the wall. He's not on the wall, and he gets to keep driving. Marcus and Dustin are the first drivers to drive into the pits. Notabene is joining them. Michael is joining them. And let's see, did Marcus go out? No, Marcus is still standing. He's repairing damage, I think. I think that's wise, because he can extract a little bit more pace. But it does mean... or I might have misclicked. I think I may have clicked on Michael, because everything was moving. Yeah, Marcus currently in P7, behind Dustin still. Gap is pretty big. Maybe he can make something happen. With newer tires, we'll have to see. Now, back to the leaders then. Now that the tail of this pack is left, what are they going to do? Randus is still in the lead, and the gap is pretty good. Are we going to see Randus pull into the pits? It does not look like it. He feels happy on these tires, and he's probably going to run the car until it's empty anyway. But I think that's Geralt, Dustin's teammate, and they do often work together quite closely. Size the pit right now. Oh, but he makes a mistake, and that's pretty big. That's pretty big. That's 3 seconds down the drain. Dustin will be ahead. And that's time you're not getting back, by the way. That is just straight up lost time. I do think, yes, that is Dustin. Better exit speed here. Gomestos also gets ahead, although... Geralt was very close to that. He will get the slipstream. He will start the match speed. Oh, but it's actually just... The speed difference is just a little bit too big. And it's looking like Geralt, with that mistake, He's lost a lot of timing. Now he has to get past Gomestos. That is going to be tough. Marcus is also close behind. Domska, Dikra, they maintain position, looking at fighting, but decided not to. And Randers, they still haven't stopped. A lot of other people also haven't stopped, but for the leaders, that's how that is looking right now. Now, I'll take this quick opportunity to look at... Oh, that's Notabene! We switched to Notabene, who has missed the corner. Oh, but he survives. Michael massively benefits from that. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, into the third chicane. He is now alone, and Notabene survives. Very, very good. JJ is behind them. And then we have Daniel Gilligan. I want to highlight Daniel Gilligan because he started 16th. Currently in P12. That's a point for him as it stands. Very good job from him so far. Then we have Onofme. Cavalo has lost quite a lot. Currently in P14. Bit of a rotten race for him so far, unfortunately. Then we have Apex, Jetlin and Ditto near the back end of the grid. So has to be said, Silver currently in P8, doing a solid job. He hasn't stopped yet. Michael has. I believe he hasn't stopped yet. So close to Geralt, I'm fairly sure in that belief. Geralt is trying to make it past Gomestos. Continue his run to the front and try to recover that time he's lost. So time, strictly speaking, that you can recover. You do not want to be held up even more. What's interesting to me is that while those people stopped around lap 9 to 10 to 11, it's currently lap 12. We're entering lap 13 in a moment. If you stop at the end of that, you're simply just going to have a 50-50 strategy. One stop. People are going to be on hards. I think. I don't know how much the softs wear. And I don't know how much people want to risk it. Randers, Domska and Dikra all keep driving. I think we can safely conclude they are all on a one stop. And it doesn't look like Marcus is catching all that much. Although Marcus is currently P4 ahead of Dustin and Geralt. Now that can't be intentional. As Marcus is on a different strategy that involves softs and less fuel. While it was very effective last race, this race I have my doubts. It does look like the one stop is more effective. Potentially. We do see, I think there's Geralt trying to make his way past Dustin. Be quite polite about this. If Dustin believes Geralt has the better pace, yeah, lets him go. Geralt is sent forwards, try and fight ahead. Fight Marcus, but also the people that are about to stop. We are talking Randers, Dikra and Domska. Domska even letting Dikra ahead. Understand, it is not always a fight worth fighting. If you are going to lose the corner anyway, it can be better for your race time. Just let it go. Now, we are fully expecting, and I will not accept anything else, Randers is going into the pits. Yes, there we go. There he goes. But Dikra and Domska don't. Hello. Dikra and Domska do not pull into the pits. The car will be very light. The car will be on the edge of what the tires can handle. They're going over halfway in the first stint. Very interesting. Definitely a one-stop, mind you. Very interested to see how this plays out. Marcus is currently... Well, he is flying. Let's quickly look at the timings then. His last lap was a 141.5. It was actually... Oh, no, sorry. 140.9. That's faster than anyone else. That's his best lap. Well. 141.4. Domska did 142.1. He is faster. He is catching. But it's not by all that much. Randers ahead of Gerald. Marcus currently in a virtual lead. And I hope he has fuel. I hope he has fuel, because then he's in the fight. If he doesn't have fuel to make it to the end, I'm afraid Marcus is not going to win this race. Randers being swallowed by Gerald here. Gerald pulled a little bit of a trick. You see Dustin cutting the chicane there. Naughty, naughty. And I see Dikra and Domska have again swapped positions. This will be somewhat tactical. They will absolutely concede positions at this stage of the race if they believe that it's faster for their full race time. Oh, they're going into the pits. Oh, but that's... What happened there? That is on of me? I don't know what he did. I think he was trying... Oh, I think I know what happened. He was trying to let them go, but he didn't realize they were going into the pits and as a result blocked the pits. That's really unfortunate. I feel so bad for him. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Well, these people are not going to be happy with that. Marcus is going to be ahead. And Gerald, where's Gerald? Gerald's going to be here. Domska is going to be here. Oh, and look at this. Gerald has the better speed, though. Gerald has better speed. He's going to catch. Oh, anytime. Please. No, he's not going to catch, actually. The gap is simply too big. But these two, if they start fighting, Gerald is right there. Gerald can absolutely benefit. Now Dustin also being ahead of Randers. Randers, oh, it's been a disaster for Randers, the first round of stops. Which, I hope is the only one for him. For Dustin, for Gerald. For sure. Domska and Dikra, I'm sure, have also had their stops. But Marcus, he is currently in the lead. Lap 15 of 26. And I don't think he's going to win the race, because I believe he is not on a one-stop. He's on a two-stop, where everybody else is on a one-stop, and everybody else is very close behind. Gerald makes his way through into P2, and he is fighting past them so easily. And I don't think Gerald is on a he could be on a two-stop. Looking at the times, actually, it is possible. Marcus is currently 5 seconds ahead of Dikra. And those 5 seconds came very fast. Very fast indeed. You see how immediately after those stops, different decisions have been made and the field is spreading out. Dustin has well, he's currently past Domska. And I don't fully understand what happened here in terms of, well, why? I think it's that Domska and Dikra are on hard tires right now. And it might be that everybody else is actually on a two-stop. On softs. Maybe both. Maybe they think they can make the soft tires last. The Hockenheim Ring is a very fun track. Fun for the whole family. To try and make tires last for as long as possible. Even past the point they should. It's how I once got a second place on this track. Modern version, I will add. But it was a weird race with all kinds of safety cars. And I decided, you know, I'm going to stay out and just make it work. And I almost did. Oh, and I see. I think Gerald... No, he's making it his way past a back marker. Who isn't blocking into the pits this time. I feel so bad for one of me. That is not intentional in any way. Don't make no mistake. That is not intentional. And it is kind of funny, but it's also, like, that's not what you want to have happen. He's not trying for that. I don't think it makes the difference, though. Notably, I think Dikra and Domska, they lost a bit of time there. But compared to Marcus, for example, they are way behind. Compared to Gerald, well, Gerald caught up and got past. And he seems to have very strong pace. I also want to note that we started with 17 drivers today, and we are still at exactly 17 drivers. It's looking very good. Also been in the pits. That's interesting. Lap 17, we're in the pits. I think that's his second stop as well. Some people are on the 2-stop. Marcus, I think, is one of those people. 5 seconds in the lead. If he stops now, he will come out around Michael. Now, Michael is not going to give him a hard time. Michael is his teammate, and Michael understands, yeah, I'm not going to give my teammate a hard time. And Michael might also be on a 2-stop. We don't know. But I do think by now, you have to raise questions. If you are on a 2-stop, why are you not so far ahead of the people that are clearly on a 1-stop? We're talking Dikra and Domska. Dikra is 6 seconds behind you. The gap is not big enough. The gap needs to be 10 seconds. It's not impossible that Marcus makes it. If the tires are super strong at the end. Maybe he doesn't stop, right? Maybe he doesn't stop. We don't know. For sure. But if he does stop again, I think it's a miscalculation, unfortunately. Randers close behind Dustin. Will want to turn what... Well, he was P1 for quite a while. Now he's P6. Worst of the best. He's going to want to recover a little bit, at least. It's a peaceful resolution into that chicane anyway. Dustin isn't doing too much to defend, but I think Randers is also not doing too much to attack. Kind of letting each other live. Dikra 7 seconds behind Marcus. Lost touch to Geralt. That is pretty important. I think he still feels some of the slipstream, but not nearly as much as he could be feeling. Randers still close behind Dustin. Again, these two seem to choose peace over war right now. People who are not choosing peace are currently in P11 and P10. Silver defending from Cavallor. Looking around the outside, but very well parried by Silver. He does need a good exit out of here, though. That's okay. Normally, it's pretty easy to do. And Marcus does indeed go into the pits again. We're interrupting that really briefly, because Cavallor is making this overtake, it seems. Silver's defense was all right, but it was temporary. He's still... No, he's not going to try and make it happen on the outside, inside. Marcus and Geralt are both into the pits. They're both going to fit softs, and they're both going to run like hell, because Dikra is currently in the lead somehow. Dikra might win this race ahead of Domska, and these two, I would put money on it. These two are on a 1-stop. These two will not be stopping anymore. They are where they are, and it's a gap of, well, the game says 12 seconds that Marcus has to make up. Well, he cuts a corner. I think his eyes are still a bit cold. Not intentional, I'm sure. Right? And Domska and Dikra are probably not going to stop anymore. Dustin and Randers, I am not 100% sure about, but I assume Dustin is going to stop this lap. Randers might also be on a 1-stop. And then we have Dikra, Domska, and Randers on podium positions, and they have very good papers to be there, a very good reason to stay there. But depending on how fast Marcus is, he could tear through Randers, he could get through Domska, and Dikra will be difficult. And it's also being held up a little bit by Dustin. It's not going to help him. Yeah, Dustin pulls into the pits right now, and I don't think Randers is going to stop. So from now on, in the top 6, I don't think we're going to get any more pit stops. It is no more nonsense. Marcus is going to try and charge for a win that he has been robbed from last race, and perhaps almost this race. We'll see what happens. I think if he doesn't make it, we're gonna have a very, very angry Marcus in the media pen after for the post-race interviews, for which I do encourage you to stick around. They're always interesting. They always give a little bit more information that I can't glean from what I'm seeing. So I fully encourage you to stick around for that. Domska, we're looking at, currently in P2. He is chasing down Dikra, because that's a straight up race. Randers is going to try to do the same. And Marcus. Oh, Marcus is bending the rules a little bit. I will say he's bending the rules, but there is a track limits mechanism in the game. He hasn't got a penalty yet, but he will be warned about cutting the corners too much. And if you are really fighting for this win, you will use anything you can get. I think he should trust other drivers to do the same. I'm not sure if the stewards will be so kind. This is very much something for drivers to decide on what kind of philosophy do we want to drive under. For this race, at least it's interesting. Marcus 8 seconds behind. We're quickly going to look at the timing sheets after he crosses the line. Let's have a look. Marcus VR put in a 140.3. Dikra put a 142.6. Now that pace for Marcus might be good enough. That pace for Marcus might be good enough. I want to repeat that, because that is incredible. It's unbelievable for Marcus to be still in this conversation when by all measures he had no right to be there anymore. No right to be in this conversation after what happened early on the race. He was put back. Oh, and now Domska and Dikra are going to fight. Domska wants this win more than anything. Dikra, I am not sure how he's feeling right now. He might be thinking, I don't have the pace for this anyway. Let's not turn a 20-point finish into a 0-point finish. And that's, I think, why he's letting Domska go. It could also be he wants a slipstream. Honestly, that might also be why. Dikra is using the slipstream now. Domska is now ahead in the lead of the race. And in his dreams, he will try to pull away. But, oh, that's not a good corner from him. The pressure. Oh, almost side by side. This is costing them time, though. Marcus is getting closer. They do seem to be struggling a bit. Dikra is still so close behind. He's going to want to be ahead. Domska understands that. They swap positions. I think Domska understood that he doesn't have the tires for the arena section. He will want the slipstream here to try and stay with Dikra. And he cannot afford to fight. Marcus is getting closer. Always getting closer. Dikra is getting overtaken. I'm not sure who was ahead actually moments ago. But currently it's Domska in the lead. Dikra in second. They are looking at each other. They make no mistake, right? They are not trying to settle for first or second. Like, I'm sure they'd be happy to be one and two, right? So that Marcus didn't get back to them. You know, they get to enjoy pretty amount of points. They don't have to be set back to, what is it, 18 points or something? But they want P1. They both want P1. And there's only going to be one person there, right? They want to make sure it's one of them. But more than that, they want to make sure that it is them. "22 laps will be done after this one is over. And we will have 4 more to go. In that time, Marcus is going to catch Randers. That is going to happen next lap. And he will want to move past swiftly. That it will be his best chance to still win this race. That will be his goal. I do see, I think one of the... Oh, it's one of me making a mistake. He's staying off the track though. Very good to see. Domska and Dikra very close behind each other. And as I said, this will be resolved last lap. Until then, we can kind of ignore them. What will not be resolved last lap is Marcus against Randus, because that has to be resolved right now. Marcus needs to get past right now. He doesn't have any time to waste. It looks like it will be minimum a podium, but this chicane, it needs to happen around the outside. That's not really where he wants to be, but he's going to have to make it work. And he's passed before even entering the braking zone. Randus is demoted to P4. He's going to try and use the slipstream. Marcus will have a slightly better exit. Is it going to be enough for Randus to try and make a counter attack? He's going to. Around the outside, on the brakes, is he going to be good enough? Marcus is side by side, doesn't want to even consider conceding this position. There he goes, he is ahead. But is he going to have the better exit? It's actually Randus that gets back ahead. But Marcus has the better tyres. He still has the better tyres. There's no slipstream for Randus to use here. Marcus is going to brake, and he's going to be ahead. Ahead in Sector 3. That is so important to be there. But he didn't gain any time to the leaders this lap. Not so far. He will have a little bit of time in the last sector to try and do that. To really use his tyres to get away from Randus. To get closer to Dikra and Domska. But it's only a sector. And after that, he needs to be far enough ahead of Randus to not be attacked. And if he is attacked, I don't think he's going to win this race. He's not going to win the race unless these two decide the win means so much to them. And it does. It does mean a lot to them. But they start fighting over it and start losing time hand over fist. It can happen. Right now, Marcus is teetering on the edge. It's possible, yes. But I wouldn't say likely. I think the winner is one of these two. But Marcus still has an opportunity. Randus is still too close behind, though, and he's going to have slipstream. He's going to make attempts. Because, you might almost forget, Randus still wants a podium. He still wants P3. As much as people would again say Marcus deserved a win today, you just got to finish the race first. Out of everyone, cross that finish line first. And like, whatever happens, happens. But if you're not, cross the finish line first, maybe somebody else deserved it more. We don't know what happened to him at the start, though. We'll probably hear it in the interviews. Domska and Dikra are not fighting yet. I think it will be one more lap where they will choose peace, and then it will be war, all-out war. Marcus and Randus are so close to each other. I think here is where Marcus's attempt, unfortunately, meets its end, bar something crazy from the leaders, which I will repeat, absolutely not out of the question. On board with Dikra then. See just how much he's holding back. I think they both understand if they don't fight this lap, it will be one of them winning this race. If they do fight too much this lap, they're opening an opportunity for Marcus. And if things get really crazy, ooh, Domska is letting him go. Domska thinks slipstream is better. We've seen this before, last season in Canada. Or was it the season before? But in Canada, also a slipstream race, he realized, I don't want to be ahead on the last lap. I want to be ahead at the end of last lap. I want the slipstream. I want to make the overtake on the last lap and rob him of the opportunity. That's the important thing. I want to rob him of the opportunity. You see Marcus VR in the background there. Randus still close behind, really holding on with that slipstream. He's not just holding on, he is calculating an attempt on the last lap. Randus is, I'm sure of it. Marcus did what he could after what happened at the start of the race. It wasn't enough. I do believe fastest lap will be a foregone conclusion. I do see, I think, Nota Bene there off track briefly. But that's not important right now. We are looking at 2 people, maybe 4. Domska, strategically, you are in second place right now. You will need to make an overtake. Where is he gonna do it? It's this first straight. Well, he wants to get close. Oh, and Dikra, I think, is letting him go. I don't think that's an accident. He's immediately in that slipstream. He immediately picks up the pace again. Dikra decides you can be ahead now. They are side by side. Oh, they are slowing each other down so much. They are slowing each other down so much. But it's also Randers that's making a move on Marcus. And they are also slowing each other down so much. Domska and Dikra are being bailed out, but they're playing chicken. They're playing games. Domska doesn't want to be ahead here either. He is holding back. And Dikra realizes now he needs a good exit. Now he needs to defend. He's gonna hold the inside for the next chicane. Domska is already side by side, maybe a bit earlier than he wanted. He's gonna be side by side into the next chicane. Dikra is gonna break late. Is he gonna try and defend? He does try to defend, but is Domska ahead? Oh, there's a contact between the two. Domska doesn't really get, pick up the pace real quick. Dikra on the outside for the next corner. Domska has him where he wants him. Dikra, are you going to make something happen here? Around the outside. Oh, he does! Dikra makes a beautiful move around the outside. It's the inside for the next hairpin. And it's... no matter how you twist it, no matter how you change things, it can be a slipstream race, it can be a normal pace race, it can be far, it can be close. Oh, there's contact between Domska and Dikra, and they crash out! They crash out together! They're both off the track! And Marcus wins the race! Marcus wins the German Grand Prix. I am emotional, I'm not gonna lie. That is an insane finish to a race. Randers in P2 and Dikra and Domska, they could not let each other live. Domska was not happy with losing that position. He wanted to fight back. And it ended up in disaster. Dikra in P3, still ahead of his championship rival. Gerald takes P4 away from Domska as well. Oh my goodness. We're looking at what is this, Spain 2016? When the Mercedes drivers took each other out. Dustin in P6. And then we got Michael. I need to... This is crazy, but I still need to do some work here. Like the world is on fire and you're one of the medics trying to rescue people. That's kind of how they've got a much tougher job, of course. But we're still looking down the grid. Michael in P7, Gomez's in P8. P9 is JJ, not better in P10. We've got Cavalo in P11. Silver takes home a point at P12. Then we have Apex, P13. Very well done from him. Jedlin, Daniel, Gilligan, Onufmi, and Ditto, the Jordan Peugeot team in 16th, 17th. What a crazy race. Marcus finally gets his win. I'm not sure this is how he wanted it. But we can't deny that he deserved it. We can't deny that after what happened at the start to him. I don't know what happened. Yeah. That is possibly the craziest race. Domska also had a penalty. 21 seconds. That's insane. We're going to save that replay. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, we still have interviews. Oh, that's insane. Okay. Who had the fastest lap? Right, I still have a job to do. Of course, it's Marcus. Yeah, Marcus. He had a very fast run at the end. What is it gonna do to the standings? I am so... Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. That's pretty big. Okay, I'm looking at what happened. Driver standings. Are you ready? You're not ready. Driver standings. We're also gonna actually... Let me... Yeah, there we go. Okay. After that race, Dikra does maintain the lead in the championship. That has not changed. But behind that, look at that. Look at who is pulling an upset. It is your man, your driver of the day, your race winner, Marcus VR, 18 points behind Decra. That is a gap that he can close. And he has shown good pace this season. He's gotten over that first win. Every opportunity to make that happen. Domska in P3, same amount of points, but Domska didn't win a race. On countback, Marcus is better. Then we have Randers, very close to those people. The entire top 4 of that race, very close to each other in the standings as well. Gerald and Dustin, they were equal on points. Somebody had to be on top. Gerald was on top today. Now we have Michael in P7, 13 points, one ahead of Cavalo in P8, one ahead of Gomestos in P11. 11 points, P9. Silver, P10, he's got 7 points behind his name. We've got JJ in 11th, Sorrow in 12th. Wasn't there today, but still remains in the top 12. Then we have Nota Bene, Daniel Gilligan, Apex, all tied on points. Daniel and Apex are actually tied overall, even on countback. That's impressive. Dustin 16th, he couldn't be here today. I've got a bunch of drivers. Michael, on of me, Jetlin, Ryder Die, Domi, Ditto, Osman Kizin, Jonathan, who have not scored points yet. The team standings, Ferrari is still on top. Cavalo and Dikra still very strong, 80 points. But the Red Bull Sauber 4 team is in P2. Now, Red Bull is, of course, the team of Marcus and Michael. P3, 40, that is the team of Domska. P4 is the Benetton Renault team of Dustin and Gerald Schmidt. 2 to 4 is very close together. 3 points between them. 4 points. Then we have... There's actually 3 in between, my bad. Then we have the Williams team, also fairly close behind. Randers, of course, leading the team ahead of Silver. We'll also get some points for the team. And then we fall all the way back down. Minardi, McLaren, Tyrrell, Jordan, they have scored points. But it's slim pickings between how many strong drivers we have. So every point for all of those drivers is very much worth $1 million. We've got Ligier and Lotus. They have not scored yet. They will get opportunities in the future. Now, I'm not ready for interviews, but we're going to have them. Yeah, I'm going to tell the drivers what is going on. I'm going to give you some music while I prepare the interviews. Prepare myself for the interviews. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit. All right, welcome back. We are ready for the interviews, and what a race we had to be talking about here. Yeah, let's start. We have the race winner with us. We'll try and go through it a little bit more quickly than normal, because it's been a long one. My throat is going to hurt so much tomorrow. But yeah, let's talk to the winner of the race, Marcus VR. Hello, welcome, and congratulations.
Benedict, thank you.
Yeah, talk me through how that race was for you. I'm sure it was very up and down, but yeah, I'll let you talk us through that.
I will start at practice. I practiced very much for this race after the issue last time, and the two-stop was 15 seconds faster than the one-stop, at least if you're in clean air. And that's why I ultimately decided to use the two-stop, but I was suspecting that others will go for a one-stop, and if they can stray in the slipstream, it's going to be very difficult. That's why I chose a very aggressive setup with 0 rear wing and 3 at the front. So I was very fast at the straight, and my hope was that even if I get caught up in traffic, that I will be at the back at the last few laps and then will be able to overtake them. And quali went perfect. I did 3 laps within a tenth, all good enough for pole position. So even with this little downforce, the pace was quite good. And then the race start also went well, but I wasn't able to get away from the other guys. And then I had an issue which I was struggling in the last weeks, especially that my VR headset disconnects, and then I have to manually grab the motion controller and connect again to drive again. And the last few times, then I had a black screen and couldn't drive at all. That's happened at a practice race on Wednesday. this time at least I could drive and luckily had no damage. So I was catching the guys very fast because they were playing slipstream games, but I lost 10 seconds. And in the end, this was the 10 seconds that would have lost me the race if Domschka wouldn't have punted into Dika at the last corner. So it was a really weird race. I didn't make any big mistakes. There was a discussion with Renders that I was a bit too aggressive into the Motodrome in the last lap. I don't know if you have seen it. So yeah, should have left more space for him, but I think it's okay. Let's see what the steward says. But yeah, it was a win, like you predicted last time, but it doesn't feel like one.
You say it doesn't feel like one, but I think anybody with a little bit of know-how about racing, I think will look at that race and see what happened to you with a VR headset disconnecting. That definitely changed the race for you, and while the result is lucky, you definitely had the pace. You definitely deserved a very good result. So yeah, as much as the first race win doesn't always, go how you want it to go. Of course, Max's first race win was also after the Mercedes drivers had already taken each other out. A race win is a
Yeah,
race win. You got it behind your back, and yeah, full 25 points plus the extra point for fastest lap. So very well done.
thank you.
Do you have anything else to add to that? Very clear story. But yeah.
No, I guess I said everything. It was a bit more coherent than last time. There I was a bit, I don't know what to say. So I also have to practice those winner interviews at the end.
Very good. Of course, like last time you were very frustrated, and this must feel, despite the way it went, this must feel like a bit of a relief.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Very deserved win. Thank you so much. And I'm now, well, I was going to ask Tomska what the hell happened, but we're going to go to Randus first. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best. Well, actually, before I go, I will wish you the best of luck in the next race, but I'll also do it for the rest of the races because you are currently, if my calculations are correct, and bar any penalties that might come, you are currently second in the standings, tied on points with Domska, but you have a bit of countback because you won the race today, of course. 18 points behind Dikra. Can I see you as a championship contender?
I don't know if I will be able to make all the races. And during the race, I said I won't put any more practice into this like I did for the last two races because it was so frustrating with the technical issues. I tried everything. I bought a new cable for my headset. I asked AI which settings could have caused it, and it also said that it was a USB energy saving setting which was turned on. And I turned it off, and I had no issues for the last 3 days. And then I had it in practice and in the race, so 2 times. So yeah, we will see how my technical issues will be and if I will be able to make all the races. But if that's the case, I hope that I can have a bit more luck. And I saw that I had the pace, but the was also very fast. So we will see. I'm definitely into contention.
Yeah, it would be great to see you up there many more times. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then we'll quickly move on to his main contender today. It is Randus, if he is there. Hello, Randus.
Hello,
Welcome.
Finnick.
How are you doing after that race? Talk us through it.
It was quite an exciting race. If you told me before the race that I would make it to P2, I would have been very excited about that, considering I lost the fight with Marcos in the final lap and he won the race. Is a bit changes things a bit for me, but still P2 was a great result. So I'm happy with the result and not with the pace exactly, but with the result. I'm definitely happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, pace-wise as well. Yeah, well, you can say anything you want about Stint 1, where everybody, of course, was playing chicken a little bit. Nobody was going full pace. You were in the lead for a lot of that after Marcus had this incident. But then after pit stops, you seem to drop back quite a bit. Do you have an explanation of why that happens? And I mean, P2
Yeah, in
after that must be
practice,
quite nice.
I tried a different wing setting, with lower downforce, and I wasn't too happy with that, but I forgot to reset it. So I drove with lower wings instead of the higher wings that I drove most of my long runs in practice, in the practice or testing sessions in the last days. So I had lots of understeer and tire wear due to that. Yeah, which kind of compromised my pace a bit. And then the first stint, I could compensate a bit because I was behind Marcus in his slipstream, and after that, the other guys battled a bit, so I could escape. But after that, I realized that the mistake with the wing settings was a bit too much, and had a lot of trouble to find the right balance and the tire wear and everything. Kind of compromised my pace from there.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but still, take home a good second place, 20 points for your championship. Puts you currently in P4, if my calculations are correct, and only 2 points behind Marcus, who's in second place. Seems like we have a good 4 drivers that can take the championship, and you seem to be among them. How do you feel?
I don't think I'm a championship contender because Marcos, if he is on his limit and has no issues, is much quicker than me in the race pace, especially, it seems. And Domschka and Dikra also are most of the time that tiny bit quicker in terms of race pace. So maybe I can, show a few highlights. Maybe like today, get P2 or win a race if I get lucky. But I don't think that I can really be a serious championship contender if I don't find anything in terms of pace with setup in the next races, to be honest.
Sounds like it's not impossible, so we'll take that. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Great race. Congratulations with your second place.
Thank you, and have a nice evening.
No worries. We'll move swiftly on to the man I think everybody wants to speak. We all want to know what happened, what the incident on the race was. It's the third place finisher, Dikra.
Yeah, hello, Findict.
Explain.
Yeah, did you see it or did you not see it?
We
That's
saw it.
important.
I will say on the last lap, we followed you and Domska most of the way. I think before the third chicane, or somewhere within those chicanes, you slowed down a lot. I was looking quickly back at Marcus and Randers to see if they would catch up, but they were also fighting and lost a lot. So after that, it was all on you. We saw everything, and we demand an explanation.
Yeah, so I think first of all, I have to say I struggled a lot with this track. I don't think I got, or Domschka and me got an ideal setup here because I think in all, you have to say we ran a bit too high of wing setting. We were pretty quick in the corners, but on the straights we did struggle quite a bit. That wasn't too bad in the first stint because you just could stay in the slipstream forever with no issues, but the pace that we were going was not the pace that we were actually able to go in clean air, I think. And me especially, I struggled with this track a lot. I was, I think, 2-3 tenths a lap slower than Domschka, and that also showed when I got a bit lucky with how the race went and managed to get into Gary's slipstream while Domschka got stuck with Dustin. I then managed to pull away by 2 seconds, but I just didn't feel comfortable. I could do quite okay laps, but even then I think I always lost a tenth or two. And then I also dipped a wheel in the gravel 2 times, and then he was back with me again. And I knew it was going to be a fight for the last lap, and that's what it was. But somehow in the last lap, I got pretty calm and somehow confident. And then out of the third chicane, I thought I wouldn't be able to make it, to be honest, because I was on the outside. I was behind Tomska. I didn't quite have the straight line speed to catch up, which still bewilders me because we did have the same wing settings. So I'm not sure why I was slow on the straights. But anyway, I managed to just nail the braking point, which I hadn't done for the entire race, but I did it this time. And then managed to get around Domschka, who very, very fairly at the limit, but very fairly judged the corner correctly. But he did leave me space, and I was able to go around the outside. And I thought, well, that's it. I've somehow won a race that I really shouldn't have won because my pace was just lacking in this race. And then Domschka tried to stay very close, but I knew he would try something, so I just covered the inside and drove my line through the final corner. And he just, I think it was a bit frustrated. He tried something that couldn't work, and he just drove into my back, and I tried to hold the car, but I couldn't. And we just went off the track in the final corner, which of course was a little frustrating to be in the last lap of the race and be able to look the win in the eye and to just have it disappear on the horizon. But yeah, that's racing sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for you for sure, for it to end that way. Encouraging race overall, despite the lack of pace. Still able to fight, and I do have to say that the overtake you pulled around the outside after the third chicane, I think that was the most beautiful move today. It was very well done. Yeah, and I was already like, writing the script of, okay, this is how he does it. Then no matter how he twisted, this man is gonna win every race, I guess. And then, yeah, disaster happens. You're still in the lead of the championship. You got 18-point gap to the next car, who is now Marcus and Domska tied. Still the favorite for the championship, but I'm hearing.
18, really?
Yeah, I think it's about 18 points, yeah. Also because, Domska scored less than you, finishing 2 positions behind you, and Marcus was quite a bit away,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's caught up.
I know why. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it stands now. But I'm hearing from you here and there are some gremlins that you can't work out with this car. And while you were close to winning this race, under normal circumstances, maybe even not, because Marcus was very fast at the start.
Yeah, with Marcus' pace, I couldn't. I don't think if Marcus had a normal race that Domschka or me would have fought for the win, but I certainly wouldn't have. I think in the end, Marcus would have caught up with his two-step strategy, and he would have had better tires, and it would have been very hard to get past him, especially because he also had much lower wings than we did. So I don't think we would have been able to win had he had a normal race. So in the end, he is a deserved winner. I'm not quite sure I'm worried because I know that this is probably my worst track. Maybe Monza is worse than this, but this is I hate this track with a passion. I don't like any corner on this track, and I'm super happy to see it go. And to be honest, I take a P3 away from this. I think the low downforce version of the car might not be perfect for me or the setup that I have. I don't know. I've got to try that out a little for Monza. But all in all, yeah, I'm looking forward to driving the normal downforce car again, and I think I will be competing for the win in every upcoming track except for maybe Monza. What I will say though, that I'm very likely to miss one of the upcoming races, so I think the championship is a very, very tough ask still because I need to win basically every race I'm participating in.
Yeah, well, if you have 18 points, if you're 8 points ahead of Domska now, and let's say you don't join and he wins, that will be 7 points behind. Still a manageable gap to overcome. But yeah, as you said,
Yeah, well, I need to keep that gap for Canada, which I will be participating in. I hope I manage to.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's something to look forward to for sure. Championship fight is absolutely not over yet, especially if people are missing races. But yeah, currently still ahead, still the favorite, I think, in many eyes. So yeah, thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
And then we do not have Geralt, but we do have the other man involved in the drama. Your Nico Rosberg to your Lewis Hamilton. Domska, how are you doing?
Hi. To be fair, I'm very, very frustrated. Like Dikra mentioned anything that I wanted to say. I was like 2 or 3 tenths faster than him in practice. Then obviously I qualified before him. But we knew my pace advantage would not be very. How do I say? This pace advantage is mostly on this track not. It doesn't mean anything because the slipstream is so strong. Anybody that is within 5 tenths or even a second could win, and it showed. So I was also very pissed in this race because Dustin had was on a different strategy. He had legs. And then he was with his superior straight line speed. He blocked me, or he overtook me, and then we lost contact to Dikra. I was very pissed about that. Then he made a mistake, so I could catch up again to Dikra. And then we had this last lap tussle, and I was on the last straight. I was like, no, not again. I will not finish again behind, because the last time I finished before Dikra or in front of Dikra was Canada in the 2012 season. And I just wanted to be ahead to keep the championship open. And then he passed me on the outside. He covered every move that I wanted to make in the infield. He covered the inside on the Motordrome, and then he covered the inside again in the second to last corner. And then I was a little bit or very desperate on the throttle in the last corner, and I drove into him. That was very dumb from me. It was a rookie mistake. And I cost him a very deserved win, because he made a very cool and a very, very nice overtake. And also I cost me a second place. So I don't know if I had even a plus from this, because he gained less points than when he won. I don't know that. But obviously it's very frustrating, because it is such a long time that I won a race, or that I finished in front of him, and yeah, I don't know. This track was perfect for me. I liked the track. I was faster than him. If it's not here, where can I win again? I'm very frustrated.
Yeah, it's very understandable. Of course, unfortunate mistake at the end was the incident, but owning up to it, I think, is very good to see. As much as it's a casual league, we take it very seriously when we are in the cockpits, of course, and yeah, things happen. But yeah, there are some good things to take away from this race for sure. Your pace was comparable to Decra's. At the end, a little bit behind, but yeah, it's how it goes sometimes. For next race, I guess if you don't think you can win, you'd still have to practice and try and make it happen anyway, right?
I think I can win, but for some reason it doesn't happen anymore. Canada is a track I like. Obviously, I won the last time we raced there. So let's see. There won't be any DRS games this time, like last time. And but I do think that overtaking will be again very easy, but not as easy as here in Hockenheim. So, but I think you can stay within a second, or within 5/10 to a second. I think it is very easy to stay in that window again in the race. But I do think overtaking will be a bit more difficult, but also very easy. So let's see. I do think that that the track suits me, and I hope I can win again. And even if I not win, I hope I can close the gap in the championship. That's my goal.
Yes, of course. Yeah, looking forward to it. Maybe you can repeat your win in Canada and move a bit closer to Decra. Yeah, frustrating day today then, but next time you have another opportunity, and I'm looking forward to seeing the slipstream chicken again.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for streaming.
No worries. Thank you so much for joining, despite what happened, and we'll see you again next race.
Yes, we will.
All right. We'll move on then to the number 6 driver, or P6 finished driver. It is Dustin. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing after that race?
Not good. Actually, not at all.
I'll explain.
You see, I have really bad legs. I think I was the second fastest driver in the race without these issues. Only the race winner Marcus would have been faster than me. Yeah, that already sums up my race, because it wasn't only lagging anymore. I was the picture in my VR glass completely at standstill at many times of a race. For example, like 5 laps to the end. In the last chicane before the infield, I had only 5 frames on my VR headset, and yeah, that was my race basically. I had to try to stay on track, even though I couldn't even see myself anymore on track. So yeah, that's why I lost so much time, and I'm even considering to run the next race on my laptop.
Oh my goodness, that's desperate. Yeah, VR Gremlins apparently taking 2 drivers for a ride today, unfortunately. Otherwise, yeah, you say the pace was still encouraging. I remember last time you said since the last update, I just can't keep up with the likes of Domska and Deepcry anymore. But it sounds like you're singing a different tune today. Today's just the VR headset, so pace has improved.
Um, I would say so, kind of, because I got the setup by Decra actually before the race, and that got me like 8/10, I think, compared to my old setup I used in the 1997 season. And I was driving similar downforce to that, so close to 0. Max was actually driving 0 on the rear. I was driving 2 on the rear. And that was why I was so fast on the straight. Also, why Gary was as fast than me on the straight. Why we had it much easier. But still, yeah, if you're having lags that badly that you really have to drive slow on the whole track, especially in infield, yeah, there's not much you can do actually. And that's also why I lost the position to Domschka, because yeah, for like 5 seconds I saw nothing. Black screen.
God.
Well, not black screen, but standstill of a screen.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I can't troubleshoot that, unfortunately, but yeah, hopefully it's something you can figure out before the next race, so that it won't happen again. But I also know that it's sometimes very tough with these VR headsets. Yeah, unfortunate. Next race then, Canada. You love that track. You said before. What should we
Yes,
expect?
but I don't. Less PC issues, hopefully. I don't think it's very much VR related. I think it's more of a PC that's gotten a bit old by now. And yeah, I'm also a bit sick this week. I hope I feel better. That's why Decry had the briefing today. And yeah, I just hope to have finally a good race after 2 seasons.
Yeah, hopefully that will happen, and who knows, you might win. So
I
curious to see.
desperately need it.
Keep going. All right. Thank you so much for joining. It's been great talking to you, and hopefully the gremlins sort themselves out, and if not, you can figure them out.
I hope so too. Thank you.
All right. And finally, one more driver I think would like to speak, so we'll invite him. Yes, he is here. It is the 7th place finisher, Michael. How do you feel? Are you happy about this race? Because I've interviewed 5 people right now, and they're all not happy. Are you happy?
Hello, yes, I'm happy.
Thank you.
Finally.
Great. All right. Talk us through your race then. What made you so happy?
The position, 7th place was what I want to do. And I had a good start. I was a little bit blocked by Gary. And then I had the opportunity to overtake him. But I thought, no, because he's faster anyways. But then I had a lot of struggles with Notabene, with Kapalor, and had good fights, good overtakes, and then all settled in a little bit. Unfortunately, Kapalor crashed out where he was fighting with JJ, and then he crashed out. And Notabene and myself, we got away from JJ, and we overtook each other a couple of times and pitted the same time. Then I overtook him into the pits. Then he overtook me back and he went on the grass a little bit and then he lost a couple of seconds, so I was alone. He was not following me in the slipstream because the slipstream was so powerful. So even if you 1 second faster or slower on the lap, you can stay behind in the slipstream. So then I had a lonely race the last 2 stints, but was okay. Had good pace and for myself and was no problem. The second 2 stints, 2
Yeah.
fights was a little bit lonely, but was good.
Yeah, good fights in the first stint, and then after that, it was a very lonely race, I guess. We saw some of those fights. It must be encouraging to be fighting those people, and even in clean air, that you're able to keep up the pace and stay ahead. Yeah, must be very encouraging, and you must feel that's a very deserved P7.
Yes, I practiced a lot with Marcus to get my confidence back and make good decisions on strategy and setup and stuff. So, and that worked out. Very unfortunately, Marcus had issues again with his VR glasses. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, very unfortunate. But I hope he can keep the win. I mean, he deserved the win very much. He's so fast and competitive. So I hope he has no issues with his VR glasses again. And if this happen, then he will win more races. I'm sure he's I think the fastest guy here. If he has no issues with the technique.
Yeah, for sure. He's very quick, and of course, you being his teammate, very good to see you encourage him. I'm quickly checking. I believe on the team standings, you're currently 63 points behind the Ferrari team of Cavallor and Dikra. That's very much becoming a bit of a fight. You're fighting Cavallor. Marcus might be fighting Dikra in the future races. Do you think your team can come on top?
Oh, I don't know. 63 points behind.
But no, you have 63 points. You're 17 points behind. They have 18.
I don't know. I mean, if Marcus can beat Dikra and I can beat Capolor again, this can be. Now I see it.
Yeah. Okay.
We're on second place
Yeah.
at the moment.
Good job.
Wow. Yeah, thanks to Marcus.
Well, your extra points definitely help. So and P7 today is a good bag of points.
But last race I missed out. I was only 12th. That was frustrating. The last race I spawned 4 times on my own, or 3 times, and 1 time you catched it. Gary gave me a little tap. But yes, I hope I can do the best of the rest. Every race, that's my goal, definitely. Be on 7th or 8th, because Zorro is also very fast. If he's here, he's hard to beat for me. But 7th, 8th place, that's my goal every race.
Okay.
And I hope I can do that.
Well, you made it today, and nothing's stopping you from doing it again next race. Yeah. Thank you very much for the quick interview, and I will see you in Canada.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No worries.
See ya.
And thank you so much on Twitch if you've been watching, or YouTube if you've been watching the whole video as well. It's been a really exciting race, and yeah, there's nothing I can say about the ending. Just rewatch it if you want the gist of it. Next week, Canadian Grand Prix, of course, going to the Montreal circuit. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, I believe it is. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. It can't be any crazier than this. I would love to be proven wrong. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.